Hello and welcome. First, I'd like for you to do something for me. We're going to play a little game here. First, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine something for me. I would like for you to imagine that you're in a sauna or a steam room, like any ones at a health spa or in any of the certain gyms. Okay, you got it? Alright, you can go ahead and open your eyes. Now, what would you think if I were to tell you that at the current rate of the amount of CO2 and other greenhouse gases that we are currently pumping out into our ecosystem, by the year 2050, you won't have to imagine it. On a daily basis, that will be the type of climate that your children and your grandchildren will have to experience. Since the Industrial Revolution, the human race has been pumping out CO2 at a rate not seen since before the last ice age, which was about 300 million years ago. People weren't even around then, but that was for a reason. The temperatures were very hot and there was an immense amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. But after the last ice age, a lot of CO2 is still currently trapped in ice, which helps give us the temperate climate that we now have today. You see, the Earth is a delicate ecosystem that has a perfect way to set up to balance everything out. During the spring and summertime, all the vegetation takes in all of our carbon dioxide and then releases, of course, oxygen, what we breathe. Now, during the fall and winter time, all the leaves on the trees and everything, they begin to die. And then during decomposition, all that CO2 is released back into the atmosphere. This is done on separate times of the year in both the northern and the southern hemisphere. The Earth has been doing it for billions of years. But at the rate now that we are introducing CO2 into the atmosphere, it's becoming more and more unstable, and the Earth is not able to handle that influx of carbon dioxide. Now maybe you're one thinking, oh well, there's other sources of carbon dioxide getting released. Maybe it's not totally, human beings' fault. Okay, I'll accept that. So, let's put it this way. Volcanoes, for instance, they release not only sulfur but also carbon dioxide as well. So, if you take all the volcanic activity throughout a year, a good healthy estimate, we'll say about 500 million tons of carbon dioxide gets released into the atmosphere by volcanoes. Continuously every year, human beings actually pump out more than 30 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Now, that's a lot more, and also on a molecular level, carbon dioxide produced from our vehicles and burning fossil fuels is actually a lot heavier than that of the volcanic CO2. So if we cannot utilize other fuel sources like electricity, solar power, and try to distance ourselves from the use of fossil fuels, eventually we'll find ourselves in a world with a climate that human beings just cannot live in. Well, thank you for listening to my speech. I hope you got to learn a little something. And thank you very much, and have a good day.